Alright, wake up, Tarnished. The lands between of Elden Ring aren't going to save themselves. But if you are going to live long enough to make a difference, you might need some help. That's where Spirit Ashes come in. These allow you to summon spectral creatures and allies to fight at your side. But what's the best one? For a long time, the answer was Mimic Tier. But is that still the case? We will answer that and how to get the best summon in this guide. The Mimic Tier is unique among Spirit Ashes for a couple of reasons. First, it doesn't consume FP. Instead, it drains a large chunk of your health, which you can restore with a sip from your flask of Crimson Tears. Second, precisely what it summons isn't set in stone. That's because it creates an exact copy of your character, including equipped weapons to fight by your side. It won't change equipment after being summoned either, so you can even do things like set it up to be a long-range support spellcaster while you switch to melee or an aggro-drawing, heavy shielded tank. The Mimic Tier Ashes can be found in Nokron Eternal City, which opens up after your fight with Radahn. Look for the floating rocks over a crater near the Fort Height site of Grace in East Limgrave, near the border to Caelid. Once there, use your trusty steed Torrent to help carefully jump from floating rock to floating rock until you reach an entrance to this structure. Jump down a few stories and you will reach the rooftops of Nokron. From there, follow this path. Once you reach the Nokron Eternal City site of Grace, continue out into the courtyard and keep right between these buildings to find this path leading to a fog gate and a boss fight. After you've won this fight, proceed forward across the bridge and keep on this route until you reach the Ancestral Woods site of Grace. Jump off the cliff onto the building ledges and work your way to the Knight's Sacred Ground. Continue on, climbing across collapsed sections of buildings as you go, until you arrive at this imp statue. Offer a Stone's Word key to pass through the barrier. Take out the baddie on the other side and open the chest to get the Mimic Tier Ashes. This will give you one of the most powerful ashes in Elden Ring, but not quite the best one. That is reserved for a different summon. Black Knife Tish holds the distinction as the most powerful of the Spirit Ashes in Elden Ring. This assassin is fast, capable of dealing out rapid damage with her dagger while dodging to avoid incoming damage, and she's good at holding enemies' attention. She also temporarily reduces the size of the enemy's health bar with her Destined Death ability. The reduction is a fixed percentage of the target's total health, so enemies with particularly large pools of health, like bosses, are great to let Tish put her skills to work. In order to unlock Black Knife Tish, you will need to work your way to the southwest portion of Lernia of the Lakes. Atop these plateaus is the Ringleader's Everjail. To reach this, you will need to defeat Astel, Naturalborn of the Void, and open a door using the Dark Moon Ring. These are part of the Rani the Witch questline, so be sure to check out our full walkthrough on IGN for that. The door leads to a lift which brings you to the top of the plateau. From here, go north to the Moonlight Altar site of Grace, then continue northwest to this precipice on the plateau. This is where you find the Ringleader's Everjail. Head inside and give Electo, Black Knife Ringleader, a proper thrashing. This is a tough fight. Your best bet is to avoid Electo until she does one of her ground slam attacks, and then hit her during the recovery from it. If she gives you trouble, refer to our step-by-step boss guide on our wiki on IGN.com. Once she falls, you will be awarded the ashes to summon the Black Knight Tish, and she will only be too happy to murder anyone who stands in her way. For more on Elden Ring, check out our list of the top 10 hardest bosses you'll fight, and for everything else, stick with IGN.